Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we're going to be cloning Facebook Messenger using React Native and ZEGOCLOUD, and we are also going to be using other libraries like React Navigation, Redux Toolkit, and React Native Async Storage to persist the color mode, because we are also going to be implementing dark mode in this tutorial, in the app that we are going to be building in this tutorial. And the simulators in front of us now are the demo of the app that we are going to be building is running on each of these simulators. Now this is the demo login page, and I'm going to log in as user 1 on iPhone XX Max, and this logger at the back is working only for the iPhone XS Max. And I'm going to log in as user 2 on this iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I'm going to log in as user 3 on iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yeah, and now I want to first of all chat with iPhone 16 Pro Max, which is user 2, from iPhone XX Max, which is user 1. Now I'm going to select user 2, which is this user here. Yeah, the reason why you are saying this is because I've initiated a conversation before, and I deleted the conversation from here, from the list of conversations. I actually cleared the list of conversations here. That's why you're not seeing it here. But if I send a new message here, it's going to automatically list out the message chat head here, and the user is going to see it here, and you'll be able to enter the conversation and continue the conversation. Let's check it out. Yeah, don't mind this error at the back, it's just a warning. Now as you can see, this user got it immediately, and now it has entered the chat, and the previous conversation too are listed here too. Now the user can reply. As you can see, this user got it immediately, instantly. And I can also chat between this user and this user, or any of the 3 users. Now another cool thing that this can do is we can create a community. Let me enter the community. It's going to be launch talk. Then this one is going to create the community and join the community. Then now because we did not implement any server, that we can just search our database for launch talk and get the ID of the conversation from there. Because we did not do that, so I will have to copy the conversation ID from here. If I add a server and a database, instead of having to paste the ID of the conversation manually here, I'll just enter the name of the conversation, and it's just going to start working. But now let's join the community. Okay, let me send a message here. Yeah, then join. Now let me send enter this one, then join community. As you can see, it's going to join the community. And the reason why it did not get these messages is because it is just joining now. And we can also do it in a way that we can specify the users that we want to send the invitation to the community to. We can also do that with ZEGOCLOUD, but for the sake of this tutorial, and we just and because there's no database, and I just do it community that you can join manually. Is as everyone joined. Yeah, as you can see, all of them got it. Yeah. Jane here. Yeah, as you can see, it got podcasted to all of them. Then let me send message from here. Yeah, as you can see, it got podcasted to all of them. And yeah, this is what we are going to be doing in this tutorial. And there's also other part too, which is the dark mode. A picture supposed to show here just because, and other devices too can create community. They can start conversation with any device. Yeah, and there's also dark mode. Let's run the dark mode. By default it uses the systems mode, and because the emulator's mode is light mode by default, that's why it is dark mode. It is in light mode when I click system on. Yeah, that is what we are going to be doing in this tutorial. Before we go on in this tutorial, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. It motivates me to do more tutorials like this. And we are going to be using React navigation and other libraries, and including React Native SVG transformer, React Native storage, and don't worry, I am going to like fast forward the installation aspect, and all you just need to do is just to run npm install after cloning the repository to your system. Yeah, and we are also going to be using ZEGOCLOUD. ZEGOCLOUD is a global communication service that provides developer friendly and powerful SDK and APIs to build many communication features on your app, like including video calls, chats, video conferencing, and live streaming, and so on. As you can see here, video call, voice call, live streaming, in-app chats, digital human, AI effects, cloud recording, and they also have UI kits that provide their services in low code, that you don't need to code much. All you just need to do is just to like integrate the UI kit inside your project, and you are good to go, and it's going to be up and running quick. Yeah, just create an account. All you need to do is to sign up is to click the sign up button, then you'll be taken through the process of the signing up. Just fill out this form here and just click on start free trial. Then after signing up, you are going to be given 10,000 minutes to try any of their products, like for free. Yeah, and yeah, let's go straight into the project. So it's going to initialize the application and install other stuffs that are needed. Yeah, it is installing our application, and let's talk about the UI kit that we are going to be using in this tutorial. And this is the in-app chat UI kit that we are going to be using for this tutorial. It is very easy to implement, and they also have for Java, Swift, and Flutter. In this tutorial, we are going to be using the React Native version, and it is very easy. It is very easy to implement. We are also going to be installing the patch that I created for the ZIMKit RN library. I created the patch for it. Currently I created the patch, and we are going to be installing it from my GitHub repository here. Yeah, let's create our project. To create a new project, just come to the, after signing up, you are going to be taken to this dashboard, and to create a new project, we are just going to click on this button here. Then we are going to select the in-app chat, because we are using the in-app chat. There are also other products that you can come back to check out, see all their cool products. And I'm going to click on next. Then let's create that. Then after clicking on create, you're just going to create the project. And yeah, while that is creating, and while we are installing the dependencies, I'm just going to pause and resume back after everything is done. The application has finished initializing, and there is one error here that is negligible that I'm just going to neglect. Is about when it's trying to install pod. We are going to run the pod install manually by ourselves. And also the app, the project has finished creating, so I'm just going to click it, and it's going to display your app ID and your app sign that you can just copy from here. Copy your app ID and your app sign. And yeah, now let's go straight. Okay, let me emphasize more on that. Just copy this app ID and copy the app sign and replace it with the app ID and app sign inside the file that I'm going to be showing you now. Now let's go into the project now. I'm going to quickly install all the dependencies. All you need to do is just to run npm install. All the dependencies has been installed, and let's open the project in VS Code. Yeah, and next I want to move the asset folder in the root folder. This is the asset folder here. This is the asset folder, and it contains just a TypeScript, icons and constants. So I'm just going to move it to the current directory. Yeah, and yeah, let me quickly explain the dependencies that I installed. I installed the ZEGOCLOUD ZIMKit patch for my GitHub repository. Then yeah, we forgot to install these dependencies, so I'm going to install them silently. I've installed the dependencies that we missed, and we are coming back to this just in a moment. And I also installed drawer, React navigation drawer, bottom tabs, and navigation stack navigator. Yeah, and I also installed other stuffs that I need to mention, like reanimated. We are going to configure reanimated when we get just in a moment. And yeah, and I also installed Redux toolkit. We are going to start the configuration soon. And I also installed this async storage that we are going to be using mainly for the dark mode, to persist the dark mode, so that if we set a dark mode, it's going to persist, and we are going to, yeah, it's going to persist. And I also installed React Native SVG and React Native SVG transformer. Yeah, those are all the stuffs that I installed. And as I've mentioned before, all you just need to do is just to run npm install. That's all you need to do. And if you get any dependency issue error while running npm install, just add false, just like this, npm install false. Yeah, let's go to the configuration. Let's configure the application. First of all, I'm going to open the app in Xcode and also in Android Studio. Both have been now opened. Now I'm going to open the project in Xcode. I'm just going to select the iOS. Then I need to run pod install first before opening the app in Xcode. New project. Open. I'm going to open the Android directory in Android Studio. Yeah, while that is opening, I think I can run pod install now. To run pod install, I'm just going to run npx pod install iOS. Yeah. Now, next thing we need to do is to configure our application. Let's start from reactive SVG. Let's configure reactive SVG. I'm going to come to this section. I'll just copy this, then paste it in, replace it with the current metro configuration. Yeah. Then next we need to add the TypeScript, which is going to be inside declaration.d.ts. Yeah. Then next, let me talk briefly about the contents of the asset. The asset contains this TypeScript, this tsx file that contains like the components that we are going to be using in our application. This is just to save time, and I'm going to be explaining how I did each of them when we are going to be using them. I'm going to explain how I did them, and the next thing we need to do is to create a folder called shared. Then I'm going to move the reusable file to shared. Then also this constant contains two files. The secret file. Now the secret file is the file I was referring to when I said you are going to copy your app ID and app sign. This is your app sign right here. Just click on this eye icon and copy it and replace it with the app ID and app sign variables inside this file. I don't want to open it because it contains my own credentials, my own ZEGOCLOUD credentials. So I'm just going to move it into shared. Yep. So it contains the app icon. Now only the icons is now inside the asset. Yep. Next, let's set up Redux toolkit. We are going to be using the TypeScript. I'm just going to scroll down here. All we need to do to set up Redux toolkit is on this page, and I'm just going to copy the store.ts. First of all, the store.ts. I'll create another folder here called, I'll name it arcdx like Redux. The new file store.ts. Then I'm just going to paste everything here, and we are going to come back to this one. I will name this main. Then let's scroll down. Next is to add this hooks file. Hooks. Then last one is just to copy the slice. That is all. And this slice is the slice that handles the state from store. We don't really need this, so I can just comment it out. And let me remove these ones that we don't need, and let me move them from here too. Then I'm just going to call this main. Then these slices, I'll call them main slice. Yeah. Then we are going to come back to this later. Then I will also create a new file here called types. That's going to handle all our types declarations of the slice. So instead of this to be declared here, I'll move it to types and export interface I main state. Then here I will import what we exported from here, main slice. The main slice was exported as default, so we need to import it as default too. Yeah, and that is all for the configuration. And the last thing we need to do is to let's create a new folder called components, and we need to create a new file here that we are going to call wrapper.tsx. This wrapper, what we want to do inside this wrapper is supposed to be inside the app.tsx, but for the reason that you are going to know later, we are going to be doing it here. We are going to, like, what we want to do here is we want to initialize all the default providers. This is where we are going to declare all of them. So the method that I am going to be using in this throughout this tutorial to declare components, like to declare components functions, like this is how I'm going to be declaring them in this tutorial. And yeah, let's just move on. The first one I'm going to do is to wrap the provider from Redux provider. I'm going to wrap the app in provider, then passing the store. Then it needs to take in the app, which I'm going to import from app. Now we are not going to pass in this instead of the app to index.js, so it's going to be wrapper. Yeah, then we can safely remove this app from there. Now next thing is okay, to finish the configuration, we are done with the Redux toolkit configuration. To finish the configuration, we need to come to the barbell to configure. We need to configure reanimated plugins. We are just going to add React Native reanimated or plugin. Yeah, this is what we need to do here. Else the reanimated worker is not going to work. And I think this is the end of the like the configurations. This is all configurations that we need to do. Next, before we go to the next phase, let's inside the app, let's clear off some things in the that we don't need in the app. We don't need this style sheet. We don't need the safe padding. What's safe padding doing? We don't need this. And we also don't need this and this. Including this. Let's just remove everything except the status bar, background style, and let's remove that too. Yeah. Save. Let's remove this too. Scroll view. Let's remove it. Style sheet, text. Yeah. That is all. Now, next thing is let's run our application. The pod install has finished installing. Now let's run our application with run iOS. I'm going to be using the React Native Community CLI to run the application. And yeah, before we do that, let's bring up our simulator. This is our simulator, and the application is going to be running inside the simulator. We also need to bring up other simulators too, like two other devices too. Let me bring up iPhone. Yeah, I have brought up two new other emulators, the iPhone 16 Pro Max and iPhone 16 Pro Max emulators, and now including the iPhone SX Max. Yeah, now I'm just going to run it now. While it is building the app, after building the app, it's going to build for each of them, and after that it's now going to run it on each of them. Now while that is happening, let's go on to other aspects of the application. The next thing is let's create a login screen, because it is highly needed for this tutorial. And let's just create a dummy component. Export default react.memo. I'm going to be memoizing all my components in this tutorial. I'm going to be memoizing all my components. Yeah, this is just going to be login. Oh, sorry. This is not it. View text. Yeah. Login screen. Then we also need the chat screen, or let's call it home screen. Home screen.csx. Let's just put the same thing that is inside the login screen, just for now. Or we can just call it the drawer screen, because it is going to contain just only the applications drawer, which is now going to have other screens under it. Yeah, let's add the both of them to the app.csx. The let's create a stack navigator here. Let's go to this place, and the stack navigator, I've installed all these dependencies, and all we just need to do is just to implement it inside our application. then this is it, then this one now. Yeah, then the first one is going to be the login screen. Then the next one is now going to be the door screen. So I'm going to call this login. Then this one is going to be called home. Then screen options. Let's remove the header from them. Header shown false. Yeah, now next thing is, let's create a new folder here for our bottom tab. And if you open the real messenger application, the Facebook Messenger, let's call this folder door components, because it's going to contain the components, the door components, and every other screens that are not directly under the start navigator of the app. Now, what I was saying is, the Facebook Messenger app has this kind of navigator or navigation that has a tab navigator navigation, and also a door navigation. Now the tab is going to be under the drawer. Now let's create a new file and call it home screen.tsx. That is going to be, okay, let's just call it chat screen, or home screen is cool. Home screen is cool. Let's just copy everything here and just paste it inside. Now it's going to contain just the tab navigator navigations. Now let's create a new file. It's going to be chat tab.tsx. Then we can just paste this into it also. That's going to be chat tab. Then another one, then it's going to be highlight tab.tsx. Then the last one is if you open the messenger application, you see that it has just 3 tabs. My current version has just 3 tabs: the chat, the highlights, and the people tab. So that is what we are also going to be doing. People tab.tsx. So we can just add that too. Yeah, that is all. Now let's go to the door. Let's go to the door navigation, or door navigator. To implement the door, you need to install all these dependencies that I have already installed. Then let's implement it in our application, and these two. So I'm just going to replace this. Yeah, now this is now going to be the home screen. Then you can just call it chat. Yeah, now inside the home screen, we are going to need the bottom tab navigator. Let's scroll down. For that you need to install the native and the bottom tabs dependencies, which we have already done. Now let's implement it inside our application straight up. Now let's call this chat tab. And next is highlights tab. And last is people tab. Yeah, and that is all for the navigation. And we also need to remove the header by setting header shown false. Yeah, that is all we need to do for now. And after the app has opened, we are going to go to other aspects too. Now the next thing we need to do is, like, let's create a hook for handling the dark and the light mode of the app, and that is now going to take us to first of all, let's create a color mode, and let's first of all set it to empty string. Then export type T color mode. That's going to have light, dark, and system. Now color mode, let's set color mode to type of color mode, and let's come to redox slice, and let's set it to system by default. Then let's change this to set color mode. This is what we are going to use to update the color mode. Then the type is going to be T color mode, which we are going to import from our type. Then color mode is going to be equal to action of payload, and let's replace this with that. Yeah, that is that. Now let's create a new file called use app color mode.csx. export default. Now const color mode equal to use app selector. This is on what states. This is the function in Redux for accessing the state. Then state dot main. This state dot main is what I set here as the key of this reducer. Now let's go back. Then let's get the color mode from it. Now let's create another variable called app, like system color mode. That's going to be use color scheme or light. Now this use color scheme is going to get the user's device default color mode. And now what you are now going to do is if this color mode is set to system, then we are going to use this color, the color mode that we are going to be getting from the user's device. Else we are just going to use whatever mode the user sets our app to use. And now let's return. Now I'm not going to talk about this colors, or let me export it as default. Export default. Now this is the colors that we are going to be using in this tutorial, and actually they are all the colors that were used in the Facebook Messenger, and we are just going to be getting the light and the dark automatically based on what the user sets the mode to. Then we are just going to return colors. Then I'm not going to accept this. Yeah, if the color mode is system, set it to user's system mode, else use the color mode. Yeah, that is all for that, and I think we are done now, and we just need to wait for the app to finish building and install on all our application on inside all the simulators. It is still building, so I'm just going to pause the tutorial and resume it back after it has built. The app has finished building and it is now running on the 3 emulators. Now what it is complaining is that we need to wrap our app in navigator container. Now let's go to the inside the wrapper and wrap the app inside navigator container. Then let's add the app inside. Yeah, then yeah, the 3 apps are now running. Now let's just create a basic login screen, and yeah, let's create that quickly. Style. Okay, let's just take that. Then this is going to be view, then text, login screen. And I'm also going to mention or state that the Facebook Messenger app uses the default font both on Android and iOS, so that is why we are not using any external fonts in this tutorial. Font weights, bold, font size, let's just give it 25. Align items, center. Then there's going to be another view that's going to contain a list of dummy accounts that I'm just going to quickly create now. Let me create it inside constant. Constant.ts. Okay, let me add the constant inside the shared. Yeah. I'm just going to fast forward this part. These are all the user profiles that the dummy user profiles that we are going to be selecting, as the profile of the user. Now let's go back to the login screen and list out I'm just going to do this user profile dot map return text, and this is going to just be user.name, and font size, the font size should be normal, margin vertical, it should be 10. Border bottom width 1, then border bottom color black. Yeah, adding vertical 15. Yeah, and now I'm just going to make it wider and give this like 25. Okay, let's add font size to its font size of 18. Center. Yeah, now let's remove the background color. Now let's change this to select profile. I'm just going to change it to remove the background color, remove this and change it to a background color. Then now we need this is the first place that we're going to use this color mode. Use app color mode. Yeah, then we're just going to use dots. Let's give it this. Yeah, cool. I think that makes sense a bit, and let's give it a font weight of bold. Yeah, cool. Now on press, if we press any of this user, we are going to log in with it, and we are going to be doing a real login. Now that is going to now take us to the next phase. Now first of all, we need to log in. Now this is how we are going to log in. To log in, we just need to let me just copy this. Okay, first of all, let me copy this part, the import statement, because the TypeScript is not working, I'm just going to ignore the type error. Then now let's undo const undo login react dots use callback. Then it's now going, this is going to be user. And okay, let's create a type for the user. Let's go to the constant page. I'm just going to copy this and go to the type and export interface user. Sorry, there's no equal to sign. String. Then this one too is string. Both are strings. Now users. Then back to the login. Then I'm just going to add it here. Type of user. Yeah. Then so I'm going to import this is now where we are going to be using our app ID and app sign. So I'm just going to import both from this secret file that I'm not going to be opening because it contains my credentials. App ID, then app sign. Yeah. Now user ID, then username. Yeah. Then now let's add navigation. Okay, we can just use the props and props dot navigation. Then we are going to navigate to the home page. Let's check the app. Yeah, it is called home. Yeah. Now the next thing we need to do is to create a Redux state to store the user. We are just going to call it user details. Then it's now going to be TOI user. Now let's create the state. By default it's going to be undefined. Then let's come here and say undefined. Yeah. Then here we can say set user detail, set user detail. Then that's going to be user instead of payload. Set user detail. Yeah, and yeah, let's go to the next thing. The next thing is going to be set the user detail. Now to do that, we are going to be using the dispatch, the Redux dispatcher. Use app dispatch. Then we are, after connecting, if everything went well, we are just going to dispatch set user details, then just pass in the user. Yeah, now handle login, press, is passing the user. Yeah, that is it. Just pass the user, then just navigate to the home page, or we can just, so that we will not be able to go back to this login page, let's do navigation.replace, and I hope there is something like replace. Now let's go and check it out. Now let's go and check our app out. Let's refresh all. Then on iPhone XX Max, let me log in to the user one. Okay, it seems there's an error. Now let's inspect our app. To inspect in the new React Native, you can't inspect it directly inside the inside the server like this. We are going to open a separate UI. I'm trying to inspect the iPhone XS Max, which is the second. Let's try it again. I'm just going to refresh. One more thing is, let's enable our application. This is where you are going to activate your newly created project, and is activated. The filter is activated by default. Yeah, activate it. Yeah, it is going to activate, and after activating, it is easy. Then you are free to use it, and I'm just going to skip to the point that it has been activated. So actually I was supposed to like convert this to an integer for it to work on iOS, and it is going to be a string on Android. So because of that, I'm going to use platform dot os iOS pass int else app ID, because it is a string. The app ID is a string, and it's not working as a string on iOS. Dot replace home. Let's check out the replace again. Let's bring up the console. Oh, sorry, the logger. I'm going to click on it. Yep, it has logged in. As you can see, the replace worked, and now the login page has been replaced, and I can't go back to the login page. And also, as you can see, everything is working out of the box. Drawer is also working now. Now let's do other stuffs. Okay, now let's work on the bottom tab. So I'm going to create a custom bottom tab. we are going to use a custom bottom tab. Now let's go back to the home screen, and now let's use it inside the component. Platform pressable. Let's import it from React Native. From where did they import it? Yeah, and my tab bar. Let's say the type any. So these colors we are going to be replacing it with use app color mode. Yeah, then this is now going to be dots, tab icon selected, tab icon default. Yeah, and now we need to add icons. Let's come back to this place, build href. Yeah, this and this any, but it seems this is just number. Let's check it out. Yeah, let's set custom label for each of them, or we can just give it chat. Yeah, then let's create an object here for the icons. Const icons equal to yeah, but instead of just a string, it's going to be now let's import our icon, the first icon, which is going to be chat icon. Chat icon from set icons or chat.svg. Yeah, same thing for the 3. yeah, it's going to be both.svg. Then the next one is going to be people icon. Yeah, and now icons, then so I'm just going to display an icon here, where it's going to be inside the view. As key of type of icons, then it's focused. Yeah, you can check it out here. Oh, I haven't passed the my tab to the tab bar. I haven't passed it to it. Yeah. Let's log in again. Then yeah, it is working. Lights, people. Why is people not working? Yeah, cool. Then what else? Okay, yeah, cool. Line item center. Does not have a border. Tab bar. Okay, let me check the colors. I think it is the same as the background, so I'm just going to use background. Dot background. Yeah. Then I need to increase the height a bit. Padding button. Let's increase the padding button. Yeah, Then now let's check out other parts. There is no clicking, so I'm just going to change this to view. I'm just going to let me comment this out. Yeah. Now that is all for that. Next, let's go to let's work on this. Now I've created inside the reusables. Where is the reusable? Yes, I've created some components that is going to make our work easier, like faster. There is this drawer profile item, which is the first item at the top here. If you check the iOS version of Facebook Messenger, the drawer screen. Okay, I haven't added the custom drawer. Let's go and add the custom drawer. The custom drawer item. To add the custom drawer item, let's just copy this. Then then let's copy these two. Then let me change it to a memoized function. React dot memo. Drawer contents. Drawer contents. Oops. Any. Oops. Yeah. Then we need the color too. Const color equal to use app color mode. Then color is now going to be drawer active tint color. Drawer active PG. Then drawer inactive tint color. No. Yeah, it is text that you are going to use for the tint color. Then drawer active background color is going to be color dot drawer item active bg. Yeah, dollar item. Okay, it's just default. Yeah, now let's customize the dollar item. Okay, so I later used dollar item and because this didn't work, and I also commented out this dollar item list, so I'm just going to leave them commented. And because we only have one dollar item, so we are just going to be doing just only one dollar item, just only one item here. And also on click, let's make this work. Pops dots navigation dots navigate. It's going to be charts. Let me remove this test that I added. I think we can check that out. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, then the next thing is let's go back to usable and draw for draw profile item and draw screen. This is going to be the first item, or I can just use draw item and label. Just passing what I want to return. Yeah. Okay, let's add on press. On press is going to be null. Okay, yeah, I'm not putting it inside door item anymore. Now this what I'm actually doing is the one that is at the top of the door content. Now let's replace this and this with real icons. Let's go to the reusables and let's import icons. Hold down icon. I don't have hold down, so I'm going to quickly get it. I've gotten the angle down, and just going to angle down.svg. Bring this back up, and that is door profile. Let me add a color to colors, which is going to be inverse black, which is going to be dark. It's going to be dark on light mode and white on light mode, on dark mode. So I'm going to import the color. canvas black. Then J, we need the J icon too. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I think I should increase this a bit to like 30. Oh, too big. 25. And this needs to be increased to like 25 too. Yeah. Yeah, that is that. Then let's go back to the door screen. Now I'm just going to add margin top 30 pixel. No, too much. 20. Yeah. Yeah, that's that. We are going to come back to this. Now the next thing is, let's do the actual chart. On this chart page, I've also created some other components too. Like friends lists. Let's duplicate this multiple times. Yeah. Then on the chart tab, let's import the color. Color equal to use app column. Yeah. Then I just need to add padding horizontal to sorry, padding left. Padding left. That's going to be 10 pixel. Now let me briefly explain what I did here. I used scroll view and I set the direction of the content to horizontal, and then I set other styles, the style and the content container style, flex 1, so that it's going to take the whole horizontal width. Then padding left, then padding vertical. The padding left doesn't seem to work, so that's why I'm adding. Oh, I've already added. Okay, yeah, the padding left is going to work. I just added it, I forgot. Now then I added this view, which is the container of these two items. Then the name and then the image. Yeah, and we can scroll. Let's remove flex one. Yeah. In the Facebook app, this bottom bar is not showing, so I'm just going to show horizontal scroll indicator. Then I'm just going to set that to false, so it's not going to show the horizontal indicator anymore. Yeah, that is that. Now let's go to the next one. The next thing is we forgot they're supposed to we need to add this search input at the top. Search tab, then let's go back to the reusables search tab, and then padding horizontal, let's give that 10. Oh, padding horizontal, there's already padding horizontal. Okay, margin horizontal 10. Okay, I'm going to put it inside a view. Padding horizontal 10. Yeah. And now we need to replace this with a search icon. Search icon. Search icon. Let's give it 18. These are the color. Colors dot icon. No, I forgot to change this. We don't have a search icon, so I'm going to quickly get it. I've added a search icon. This is the search icon here, and I think we need to remove the fill and change it to stock. Yeah, then padding horizontal 10. Yeah, cool. Background color is going to be color dots text input bg. No, this is not it. Yeah, and we need to remove this border or shadow that's attached to the header. Let's go to, I think that is inside the tab, home screen option, header shadow visible, false. Header shadow visible. Oh, then it is door. Yeah. Then inside the chart tab, let's wrap these two in scroll view. Or even set these two. Yeah. Now next, let's work on the real deal of this tutorial, which is going to be the chart. Let's work on the chart. Let's go back to the drawer. Oh, sorry. Let's come back to this page and we need to implement some things, which is going to be conversation list. Let's implement conversation list. It's going to be here. Now let me import it. The conversation list is going to be like, the conversation list automatically updates if you join a group, or you create a group, or you start a one-on-one conversation. It is going to automatically update. On post, we are going to handle this soon, very soon. Yeah. Now we need a chat page. Let me just hide it. We need a chat page. It's going to be under here. No, it's not going to be under that place. It's not going to be under that place. No, it's going to be under the root component. Chat page dot tsx. Let's import the text too. Yeah. Then we need to get the route param, because we are going to be passing params to it. Props dot routes. Yeah. Then for this chat page, let's finish the chat page. We are going to be using custom components. We are going to be using custom components like the conversation component. No, not the conversation list. It's the message list. Yeah, message list component. Message list component. We need to import that from ZEGOCLOUD. Now this is now going to be params.conversation id dot conversation type. Yeah. Then we need one more component, which is the message input. Because of time, we are not going to be creating custom message inputs. We are just going to be using the default message input. I think padding button is like, let's say it's to 20. Yeah, cool. Yeah. And let's go back to the chat tab. Then this is now going to be, let's create a view. Okay, let's remove this. Yeah, if I log in, no conversation yet. Yeah, no conversation yet. Yeah, then I need to add something to this side. Something to this side that if I click on it, it's going to start, it's going to bring up a modal route that we are going to use to start a conversation. There's going to be another one at this side to join a group, or to join or create a group. Yeah, let's just get straight into it now. Chat route to our screen. Home screen. Let's go into home screen, and we need to add a custom header right there. React dot use layout effects. React dot use layout effects. Ops dot navigation dot set options. Just set options. That's header right. Then this is now going to return a component. The component is just going to be then let's import an icon. Edit icon. Edit icon. Yeah, then this is going to be tint. Let's check that. Yeah, cool. Tint 2. Style. Adding right 20. Let's just leave it like that. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to add a Redux state to check to set the current tab. Set current tab. Yeah, yeah. Now let's go to the const dispatch. Go to use app dispatch. React dot React dot use effect. Any props dot navigation dot is focused. Okay, that's going to be dispatch set current tab. I'm going to check if it is focused. It's focused. It's going to set it to chart. Let me do the same thing in other tabs. Do the same thing here too. I'm going to use it in the home screen. Use app selector state dot main dot current tab. I forgot. It's supposed to be inside this place. Now current tab. I'm going to set it to current tab. Then current tab equal to charts. If the current tab is charts, then display this. Okay, so I'm gonna use another thing. I'm gonna implement what I'm going to use quickly. Yeah, I changed the former previous implementation to using the real is focused from React Native React navigation. This is to check if a screen, either a tab or a page, is focused. If it is focused, then do this. Yeah, I made a mistake. It's now working well now. I think I should remove this. Yeah. Now next thing is we need a page to be able to add new charts. Under this component, let's create a new file, new charts.tsx. Now let's the color, use our color mode. Pop-up PG. Yeah. Then let's add the text. Then let's import it. Let's add it to the app.tsx. Options, presentation, modal. Yeah. Then we click on this. Let's go to usables. No, not reusables. The home screen. Then if you click on this, on touch end, then I want it to be props dot navigation dot navigate new chart. Yeah, exactly as it is. That is the same behavior we have. Yeah. Then what we are just going to do is just to add I'm just going to add this button. Oh, sorry, this. Let's come to this reusable. Then the search input. Yeah, we need to add the search input here. And this page has an header, so I'm going to add the header. Options, header shown, to header shadow visible, false. Yeah. Then inside the new chart, let's change the contents of this header. React dots, use the artifact. That's going to be props dot navigation dot set options. Then that's now going to be header left. Then return view text. It's going to be search. Then let's style the text. Then color dot tint, font size 18. Yeah, then style this one, margin left. Then now on click, on touch end, navigation dot go back. Yeah, if you click on it, let's go back. Yeah, I'm just going to change this to scroll view. Then now let's import users list. I created a users list component here that we are going to use. Before we use it, let me just explain what it does. What it does is a view component that is displaying as a row. Then there's another view that holds the image, and then there's another view here that is like holding the text. It's just a simple UI. Now let's come to constant. Then user profile. Let's list out user profile dot. Let's filter out the user, the current user. states dot main dot user details, user data dot user id, u dot user id is not equal to, then dot map key. User id, then name, user dot name, yeah. And then give it some margin bottom, that's going to be like 10 pixel. Nice. Adding horizontal 15. So let me increase the margin bottom of this to 20. Text light. Yeah. I think we need to reload and log in back because it seems yeah, it's working. Now if we click it, we want to start chat with this user. Header title. So let's add an header title to it. Yeah, nice. Now if we click on that, if we click on it, it should automatically start conversation. Now it's going to handle start one chat. Let's just use callback. yeah, then on click, user dot, okay, let's just add the user. Now let's add an on click to this on touch end, props dot on click. Yeah, nice. Then let's come to this page, and I'm just going to copy something from here. It is on one-on-one, start one-on-one chat. This is it. All we just have to do is to set the conversation type to 0, and we are going to come back to this page later, this place later, like join group and create group. We are going to come back to it later, but now this is going to be props.navigation, then chats page. Now user id, then user dot name, then conversation type. This is to specify that this particular chat type is a one-on-one. The 0 stands for one-on-one chat. Then this is going to be props.navigation.go back. The new chat too needs to have header. No, not new chat. Chat page. It is chat page. We've not added it to the route. Chat page. Chat page. Then now let's go to the chat page, and then let's add header to it. Options. I think it does not need an header, and if it does need an header, I'm going to come back to add it. Yeah, that is all for that. Then now let's check it out. Let's refresh. Now I'm going to log in to this other one here, I'm going to log in as user 2, then I'm going to log in as user 1 here. Yeah, then I'm now going to start conversation here. I'll select user 2, which is this user here. Okay, I think I'm going to first of all go back. Props dot navigation dot go back. I think it is because of the current route is a card, that's why. I'm not sure, but let's refresh. Then start. User 1, user 2. Then start conversation. Yeah, as you can see, it is now a full page. Now if this user is already logged in, and this user is also logged in. Now if I type hi there, if I send it, this user is going to get it automatically. As you can see, the user got it automatically. Now if I click on it and okay, now nothing is happening. Nothing is happening because we've not undone it. Like clicking on it. Now I would also like to use a custom stuff instead of this one that is here. Now let's just undo that quick. To add custom UI, we are going to be using the item builder. Now the item builder, I'm just going to create const item builder equal to item then let's come back to the item builder. Now let's come back to usables. There's a custom UI for the message that I've already created here. Actually, it's not something that is that complicated. It's just a container with flex direction of row. Then the first item in the container is an image. Then the second one is just like the name of the person you are chatting with, then the last message, then the date. Now let's check it out on the UI. Item. Let's check this out. I'm just going to bring up the console, then I want to restart. Now notice something that if we should log in back, you are going to see that the conversation that we just started now is going to automatically be listed on the UI. As you can see, it is now automatically listed on the UI. I would like to just wrap this inside a view so that I can control the padding horizontal. That's going to be 10. Let's give it 10. Yeah, nice. Then item, this is the content of the item. It has conversation ID, then conversation name, then last message which contains the timestamp, last message. The last message contains message and timestamp. That is what we need. Conversation name, message, then timestamp. Now let's implement that quick. Now props.item props.item.conversation name. Conversation name. Then the last message, props.item dot last message, then dot message. And now this is now going to be to properly format this is going to take some kind of to properly format the date is going to take some kind of extra stress, and I don't want to go through that stress at all. Like specifying now as a date, now, yesterday, 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, like doing that kind of format is going to take time, but I don't want to do that in this tutorial. So I'm just going to check if there's that implementation inside. No, they don't implement it, but they implemented it in the default UI. They implemented it in the default UI. So I'm just going to pass in the date like that. New date. Last message dot timestamp dot to locale date string. That's just what I'm going to do here. Yeah, that is that. I think I should reduce the image. No, the image width is okay. It's just the text. I need to increase the text, the font size of the text. Let's give this 20. Yeah, nice. Then the color of this boat there is going to be, there's no color. Let's add color. Text light. Then this is going to be color dot text. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Now if you click on it, props dot on touch and props dot on click. Yeah, let's add an on click to it. On click. That's going to be the same thing that we did here. the params is going to be passed automatically. We are just going to pass in the item on click undo then item. Now we can just pass in this item directly. Yeah. Now let's refresh all the whole app, then bring this up. Now I'm going to log in as user 1 here and log in as user 2 here. Yeah, as you can see, it listed user 1 here. The conversation that was started by this user, it automatically listed it here. So if I join it, conversation ID. Conversation ID, conversation name. Let's check this too. Okay, something is happening. Params. Let me log these params. Conversation ID, conversation name. Then conversation, or it is because of the type that is causing the issue, or params dot type. If it is not conversation type, then it is going to be type here. Then we can just reload it. Then I'm going to join as user 2. Yeah, then let me enter the chart here. As you can see, the chart, it entered the chart, and it is showing the message that this user sent. Yeah, let me reply from here. Hello, how are you doing? Now it's going to send. Yeah, as you can see, both of them are now conversing. Okay, let me click I am good, thank you, and you. Yeah, like, and as you can see, we really didn't program much. Actually, if you would want to like do something like this, like manually on your own, you have to implement on the front end, you have to implement WebRTC, React Native WebRTC. You have to use React Native WebRTC on the front end. Then you are also going to implement a WebSocket to be broadcasting. Oh, sorry. It's not WebRTC. You are going to be using a client-side WebSocket. Oh, sorry. Yeah, WebSocket, a client-side WebSocket on the React Native side. Then you are going to have a server, a WebSocket server that is going to be relaying the information like, or between the two user, then you are also going to be manually handling the message, the server, the user, then the room also, like the room ID and so on. But this, we did not have to do that before before we are we implemented this chart now, and it is working fine. um I was class today. Yeah, as you can see, this also got it. Class was fine, thanks. Yeah, as you can see, they are not chatting now. Let's go to the next thing. Instead of wasting much time on that, let's go to the next thing, which is going to be on the chat page. Let's add options. Then header shown, header shown 2. Yeah. Let's add title. We are going to manually set the title. I am going to add a component that we are going to use for the title, the center title. Let me add that quick. I have added the title that we are going to use for the homepage title. We can just go to the chat page, then use react dots, use layout effects. The reason why I'm doing this, I'm updating the header inside use effects, is because use effects the way use effects works is because it runs before the page gets painted. So I'm just going to use pops dot navigation dot set options, then header title. Header title, yeah. Then I think let's check that out. Okay, let's just pass in params item equal to params. Yeah, that is that. Now let's do this part, the header right. It's just going to be dummy icons. They are not going to do anything. Yeah. Import call icon from asset or icons or call.svg video. Yeah. Let me wrap this in view. let me give it 20 height 20, then few, let me give it let's import color const color equal to use app color mode. Now the usefulness of using another file, like using another file in the index.js instead of the app.tsx is that we'll be able to use like Redux hooks and other stuff that requires a wrapper, that requires us to wrap our application inside the providers like this. Now if we used the Redux provider inside the app component, we will not be able to use this color inside the app component this way that I'm using it. But because we did it like that, we'll be able to use Redux from here too. So this is going to be synced. Then margin right, then margin right, then video icon, yeah. Then let me just increase this a bit, like 30, and increase this to 30. No, let's set this to 25. Yeah. Then align items center. Then let me give this more margin right, 20. Let me reduce this a bit. $25. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that is good. Now let's go back and let's implement the group chat. So I'm just going to do this really quick. The community list that is here. Here I've added a create add community button right here, and also I fixed this one also by adding an icon to it. Now let's implement the real thing. New community .tsx. Now new chart, let me just copy. Okay, export default react dot memo oops any, then return view const color equal to use app color mode style. I created the UI quick, and what I actually just created is just if you are on iOS, you can just open the Facebook Messenger app and scroll down on the drawer page, you are going to see the create community. Click on the button and click on the get started button, and you are going to see the page that I just designed now, and you are also going to see it in action here now soon. Yep, let's go to app.tsx. Then just going to create new community. It's just going to be new community. Yeah. Then if you click on this, I want to open the community. Then that's going to be pops. Okay, so that this is not going to be conflicting with this, let me call it tpop. Then tpop dot navigation dot navigate new community. Yeah. Okay, but instead of that, we need to set something like this, just exactly like this. Then inside the, let's copy what is inside the chat page. Let's copy it. No, new chat, new community. Yeah, cool. So instead of search, it's supposed to be cancel. New chat, cancel. Yeah, cool. Then it does not really have a central title. Header title, you can just set it to no. False. Or just set it to an empty string. Yeah. Then because we are going to be creating two buttons, so we are not going to be adding anything to this side. Now let's come back to new community. Then let's add text align center. Align center width 80%. Yeah. And items center. Yeah, cool. Then this padding background color, Yeah, cool. Font size, let me give it 14. Yeah, cool. Margin vertical. Yeah. So we're just going to enter the name of the community, then join. Now let's implement the join community. Let's come to this place and just add the create group chat. The create group chat. Create group chat. Create group chat. Then this is now going to be react.use callback. Now let me import ZIMKit. Sorry, ZIMKit. Now if you want to invite people to the group chat, you can just invite them straight up like this. You can just pass in their IDs like this, and it is going to send them notification that they've been invited to the group. Now the group ID, we are going to be generating random number for the group ID. If you were doing this normally, like in a real application, you have to implement a database stuff or a backend stuff that for automatically generating a random ID. The group ID is not going to be shown on the UI. It's not going to be shown on the UI, and so it is a server stuff. So you have to handle the generation on the server. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to be using random number, random times dot to string. I'm just going to be using random number for the group ID. Then the group name is now going to be const input set group name group set group equal to react dot use state. Let's pass it as dependency so that it's going to be updated. Then let's pass it here as group name. Then set group, that's going to be on change texts, text string, then set text. Yeah. Now if we click on this go to message this page, let's implement it. Const go to react dot use callback. Now what we are going to do is, let's go to the chat tab. Let's just copy this, go to messages, then params, any the params that needs to be passed, then yeah, then the group name, this is going to be create group, compress, create group chat. Yeah, simple as that. Yeah, what this is going to do is it's going to get the logged in user data from ZIMKit. Then it's now going to pass it automatically as a group info. Then it's now going to specify it here. We are now going to specify it here. Then passing the conversation type, which is 2 for a group chat. Yeah. Now create group chat. Yeah. And because create group chat, okay, let us log whatever value group id. I'm just going to call it group id. Now whatever value our random data returns, we are going to be logging it because we are going to need it. Because we are going to need it when we are going to be joining the group id. We are going to need the group id and the group name. The group id is create group. Oh, it is, they said we can get the group id from the create group method. Okay, I think we are going to do that. We are going to do that. So we don't really need to log it anymore. Now I'm just going to pass this in, then it's just going to. Now if it fails, you can undo it by yourself, but because of time I'm not going to be doing that. Yeah, I can just refresh so that I'm going to log in. Then create community, space chat, create community. Yeah, as you can see, it has created the community now, including space chat and active now and whatever. And we also forgot to like go back, pops.navigation.go back, because we are coming from a navigate. Why? Let's just refresh. Oh, sorry, I think there's an issue there. Yeah. Now let's send a message so that the group is going to be persistent. Everyone. Now, the people that have not joined yet, they are not going to receive this message when they join. Now let's implement the join group. This is the join group. Join group is going to work. Join group. React dot. Oh no. Use callback. Use callback. Yeah. And now we also need to pass in the group name here. So yeah, let's replace this as the group name. Now it was stated in the documentation that we can get the group ID. Const groups equal to we're just going to be manually getting the group ID from here, and then the group is going to serve as the group ID. Yeah, that's what we are going to do. And let's refresh. Let's add some padding. Let's go to usables, then custom message list. Yeah, now I think we can actually still get the group ID when we click on this now we can just copy this the conversation ID from here. You can just copy it from there, then join on other devices. So I'm just going to refresh everything back, then I'm going to join on these two devices, user 1, user 2, user 3. Now from here I'm just going to let me enter the group chat. Now from here let me join the group chat. I'm just going to enter the name of the ID of the group chat. Yeah, because this user is just joining, so because the user is just joining, the user is not going to get the previous messages. Now let me send another message. Again, it's going to get it. The user is going to get it. Now if I join here, let me try to join here. Let me enter the community name, community ID, join community. Yeah, now because this user is just joining, is not going to get the previous messages. Now let me broadcast it. Now all of them, each of them got it. As you can see, each of them got it. Yeah, then yeah, as you can see, it is broadcasting it between each of them. And yeah, and any users too can also like create, they can create their own community, and anyone too can join the community. Yeah, and I think that is all. I think that is all we have to do. That's all. You can test it, you can test them very well, better on your own. You can play with it better on your own. But for now, that is all. Now let's just implement the dark mode and call it a day. Now let's implement the dark mode. Let's create a new file called settings.tsx. Then import react, export default react.memo. Yeah, and yeah, just going to be style. The style is going to be flex1, then flex1. Let me put the color const. Color equals to use our color mode. Background color dots background. Then I've also created something for the settings profile item. I've created this component, which is the settings profile item. If you open your settings, if you open the settings page on your iOS device, you are going to see what I'm about to do now. Now let's copy something from here. Here just this stuff here, react dot use layout effect, then copy it to this place. Now this is going to be header right, then it's now going to be done. Yeah, settings app is going to be just the same thing as this, so I can set this to settings, then header title settings. Yeah, cool. Now on click of this button here inside the drawer screen, on click of that button, and click that. Let's just add one on click to it. That's going to be tpubs dot navigation dot navigate settings. Yeah, and let's implement the onClick. Pubs dot onClick j icon click on press out and press and click. Yeah, that's going to work. Yeah, okay, mistake. Let me change the component to settings. Yeah, and let's change the leave a note to blue. Leave a note. No, not this. Leave a note. Yeah. Now there's one more component, that's settings list item. Let's go back to the settings page and view. Then change the background color of this to color dots, and let's check it out. Padding right. Then padding horizontal 20. Yeah, I added the moon icon on which is just like the one that is used in the Facebook Messenger app. Yeah, just going to give it view of color dots icon. Then the color is going to be color dot item icon bg. Yeah, cool. Let's change that to the real text. That's going to be dark mode. And this is now going to be whatever we set it to system. Let's just be like that. then color dot light, text light. Yeah, now if you click on it, it's going to go to the next page, and we can implement that by on touch end. Yeah, this settings page, it's going to be a route. It's going to be a stack navigator. It's going to have stack navigation. Settings, stack navigation. Yeah, settings home, then dark mode. I can actually just create both components here. Const settings home button. Settings home. Const dark mode. Dark mode. Yeah. So click on this, then that's going to be props dot navigation dot navigate dark mode profile. Yeah, then there is also inside the reusable, there's also something like this, dark mode list item. Instead of background color yellow, I'm going to give it background dots. Yeah, so it seems I need to preview this. I also need to set screen options, header shown false. Yeah, then yeah, then this is now going to be on, off. On, off, system. I'm just going to remove this. We are going to implement another, instead of using check mark, or I can just add a check mark. Let me add a check mark. Yeah, I have added a check mark to the application. Let me just import it. Check, then check icon. Check width 20, height 20, then fill, color dot tint. Now instead of fill, it's going to be stroke. Okay, it seems the color is not showing, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So the const current color mode, go to use app selector, color mode. Yeah, yeah. If it is system, if it is light, if it is light, if it is system, yeah, it is system. Now let me undo the unpress. And touch end, pops dot on click. Then this is now going to be dark, light, system. Yeah. Now this is now where we need the store. It's not going to take much. I'm just going to initialize it, storage, inside the shared. Yes. Let's just leave it like that. Let's just leave the configuration like this, then export default storage. Then if you want to add new item, just going to be storage dot save, then key. Then I'm also going to just export const color mode store key equal to color mode key. Yeah. Now provide the key, then the data can be objects. On expire, we are not going to be setting expire, but we are just going to be setting key data. Then if you want to get the data, we are just going to provide the key. All these are optional. Now let's do that. Now in the settings page, in this page, let's undo const undo set color mode react.use callback. Let's use callback mode string. Then storage dot save, then the key is going to be color mode store key, then the data is going to be mode. Okay, data can be anything, it can be objects or whatever we want. I think it's a promise. Then async const dispatch use app dispatch. Let's dispatch set color mode, and set color mode is now going to be mode. See color mode. Yeah. Now another usefulness of declaring the providers in a separate file is that now we are going to be loading Redux React dot use layout effects. We are going to be loading the store and be setting the Redux from here. Now I'm just going to like const undo load color mode react dot use callback. I'm using hooks throughout in this tutorial for optimization. Now because it is async, then const color mode equal to storage await storage dot load key color mode storage key. Now it can be, let's see, if the data is not found, it's going to catch. Now I think the best way to do this is just by using .10. The data is string .10, then const dispatch use app dispatch sets color mode, then data as color mode. Now let's handle it .10. we are not going to do anything. Then just pass it in straight up. Now this is all for the light and dark mode. All we just need to do now is just to test it out. Now let's test it out. Let's refresh. Now let's change to dark mode. If you want to go back, you can just go back like this. Let's change to dark mode. Off. Please do not use ZIMKit. Okay, color mode. Let's remove this. You can just change it. System off. The system is light mode, then dark mode. Now let's change this header. Let's change the header. Settings, starting from settings. Background color dot background. Yeah, every other ones that has header. This one too has it. Header style. Yeah, cool. Then header title style. Color, that's going to be color dot text. Let's add it here too, and here, and here. Yeah, great. Then this one we need to set the background color. These ones are already reflecting. The create community. Let's go to the usables. Create community. Create community. Color. That's color dot text. Yeah. Then let's now go to the drawer. There's color in drawer and drawer style. Background color dot drawer bg. Yeah, cool. Then one more thing is this. Text color dot text. Yeah, cool. Then this, then there are other aspects too. Let's just copy this, then go to other parts that has home screen. it is colors. Okay, this is under here. Yeah, then let's go back to the app. Then this is now going to be status bar is dark mode, get is dark mode. Now data equal to system. If data is system, then use color scheme, color mode, color mode equal to dark, else data equal to dark. Then if we if user has not set any data, just use color mode equal to dark. Yeah, then it's dark mode, light content. Let's refresh. As you can see, it automatically changed to dark mode. Let's implement dark mode on the login page too. Login page quick. Yeah, then login. Let's refresh. As you can see that the color mode persists. that was the cause of the error, because this is supposed to be catch and I'm returning .10 twice. Yeah. I think that is it. That is the end. This is going to be the end of this tutorial. Let's check this out. Yeah. Okay, let's leave that. And let's undo this. So I'm just going to get current color mode. Dark. Which is system. On, off, system. Yeah. Yeah, this is working now, and I think we've come to the end of the tutorial, and we've been able to implement every aspect of Facebook Messenger. Actually, we are not meant to 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 clone every aspect of Facebook Messenger, because Facebook Messenger was not built in one day. And let's just do some final tests. As you can see, the space chart is still on this, space chart is also still on this, and space chart is also still on this. Now I can decide to chat with this user 3 here. This is user 3. Let me chat with it. It's still returning error view. Conversation type, conversation ID, conversation type. So why is it returning error? Okay, it seems I need to reload. And also, I would also like to point out that instead of using the custom component that we used in the chat page, you can just directly use in the chat page, let me see what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah, to use the inbuilt chat page, if you don't want to customize, if you don't want to build a custom one like I did in the tutorial, you can just use this message list page that comes with ZEGOCLOUD, ZEGOCLOUD. Hey, you can just use this, and that is all. And it's going to automatically route to the page, and everything is going to be done for you automatically. So in your case, instead of passing the chat page as the route name, it's just going to be message list page, or whatever name you set for this component that comes with ZEGOCLOUD. Yeah, now let me log in from here. Log in as user 2 here, and log in as user 3 here. Yeah. So, and let me chat with user 3. Oh, why error view? Yeah, it's working well. Yeah, now let's check that. Let me log in here and log in as 2 here. Then I'm just going to set send message right there, user 3, send. Then this user is going to get it. It is from user 1. Then it's going to open it. Then yeah, it has sent that, and this got it immediately. Yeah, yeah. Um, and that's that. And yeah, we've come to the end of this tutorial. Please, if you like this tutorial, please give it a thumb up. And if you don't like it, let me know what you think and how I can improve my tutorials. And I actually appreciate feedbacks, and I'm going to work on it. If you have any feedback for me, please send it in the comment section. I'm going to really work on it. Yeah, and if you have any question, just give it send it to the in the comment section. The project files are going to be available on my GitHub repository. Thank you, and see you in the next tutorial.